Hello there, and welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be playing some Paper Mario again, because for some reason I guess I just can't get enough of this series. So I'm going to be doing something a little bit different this time, though. Instead of just doing Paper Mario, we're going to be doing some Master Quest for babies. We're going to be playing Master Quest Junior, because I'm not good at Paper Mario, or at least I'm not an expert at it to go all out and do, the mental things that I would have to do to play the ultimate Master Quest. We're just gonna be babbies. And so I have no idea if the audio is good, but I think all my controls are great. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right into this. Oh no, let's just be Big M, like particularly Big M, just in loving memory of you know who. Oh man, I did not like those flashes. It's like it works very weird on this emulator compared to or not emulator, my alternate dimension N64 compared to the last one that I played it on. My specifically built Mario Party Nintendo 64. Hello, Cam. Why did you just come to say mouse? And I'm going to be treating this as a challenge run, so I'm probably not going to read a lot of text, if not at all. I'm just really going to be skipping through a lot of the story. I'll save that mainly for when I decide to just, like, play this game normally. And yes, I am copying you. We're just going to be strictly gameplay boys. That is a good idea, though. I mean, especially in a time like this, where, I'll be wasting more time reading dialogue than doing most of the Master Quest stuff, so I'd rather just skip over it. But yes, this is me admitting that I am wholeheartedly copying you. I do not care. Might as well learn all the Master Quest stuff. I played through a little bit of it, so this isn't completely blind. I played through the entirety of the first area, or the first chapter, I should say. So the first chapter won't be blind, but I mean that's okay. I just wanted to see what this was like, so it's alright. You may not have to worry about the text. Yeah, I mean I know a lot of the text is actually different in Master Quest, but I still don't have any motivation to read it. So we're just gonna blast through the game probably as fast as I possibly can. Especially since I literally just got done streaming TTYD like a couple months ago. I think it's been like 2 or 3 months now. It's been well, not a long time, but it's been long enough to where I feel like I should stream Paper Mario again. So, and then hopefully not come back to the series for like a couple years, unless I'm just like, I want to play Origami King, which will probably end up happening. I definitely want to go back to that game for the second time and see like what kind of perspective I have on it then. But we'll save that conversation for another time. He took all the heart and soul of the castle. Mario, what in the world was that? I don't know. It looks so much different on stream. On stream, it's like... it's not even blinking nearly as much as it is, like, from my perspective. Don't worry, it's my Nintendo 64 is just, like, the cartridge is tilted right now. So, we'll fix it in just a second, don't worry. I'm actually probably gonna have to switch N64s after the stream is over, just so we can fix this issue, Because I don't think my current N64 can handle what's going on here. I hope that's not a consistent issue. Okay, yeah, it's being super weird. I hope it's only for this fight and not later. I guess I could say like, yeah, I tested this, and I kind of did. I didn't get in any battles, but I definitely tested it. See if it like worked on stream. No, he's got the Star Rod from Kirby. How'd you get that, Bowser? Oh no, that is awful. Like I said, I hope that's not for like the future of the stream. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like a really bad and crusty first stream. Then I'll have to like, oh, there's save files, so I can just like transfer my save file. We can copy it and then put the cartridge in another Nintendo 64. Yep, just as expected, Mario. Now you're gonna blow fire on me. No, funny thing is that when I was a kid, I actually thought that you were supposed to beat Bowser. So I think I reset multiple times. Just because I was like, I can't lose this, I have to save Peach. And I think I was like here for a little while. Because I was dumb. I wanted to save her really badly. But instead he's dead. Well, everything's dying right now. Look at this. It's like, it's too graphic for us to see what's actually going on up there. I love this. The start of this. It's sort of Mario RPG does the same thing, where you get like a start after things have already happened. TTYD, I guess, sort of does that too. I've always liked that. Particularly this one though, because you see Mario falling like through the clouds and everything looks all pretty. This is like the best looking N64 game. I guess that's not very too fair, is it? Because it's like sprite based. Still doesn't make it any less true. Look, it's the lads, the magic lads. I like this theme a lot. Maybe this should be my new ringtone. I've had the same ringtone for years. Oh, that looks gross in the... I guess it doesn't look so bad on stream. That looks very weird. I couldn't use my Mario Party one because it was, it didn't even show up on the stream at all. Otherwise, I would just totally cop out and use it. I wanted to be lazy and use it anyway, but it functioned much, much better than this version of, whatever this is. Oh, it really sounded like something fell somewhere. Who could it be? It's the Mario. He's gonna go on a master quest. Okay, I'm really worried about battles. I'm kind of fretting and hoping that it's not gonna do what it did the last time. So far so good though, except for that, like, that scene at the beginning.
Oh, it's Mario! I'm so happy to see you awake!
I'm not gonna be able to keep that up for long. Please, I said I wasn't gonna read the text.
Ah, star with the mustache! No, I saw nothing like that! Ah!
Toad's voice actor must, like... Do you think that they have to do, like, takes in, like, I don't know, like, so many different breaks because they just can't? Like, their voice is literally dying, like, every single time they do it? I have a feeling that's probably the case. Like, there's no way that they're able to just consistently do, like, Toad noises. And I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Maybe they're just, like, that's their craft. Like, they're the only one in the world who can do that without, getting tired, you know? And that's why they pay them the big bucks to do Toad. They've been doing that specific version of Toad probably since Mario Advance. I think that's where I first heard it. So before, Toad sounded like normal on the N64, and then they kind of mutilated him. Hey, here's this. I don't know if I like her better or Kamek better. It'd be cool if they just had them both, and if they both had like some sort of dynamic. What if she could be Kamek's mom? Kamek's already old, so make her like older than him. She could be like super crusty, like 100 years old. Turtles live to be a long time, or like really old. Okay, so now we're gonna get our Emma! I think Guma serves a different purpose too. I think you can buy mushrooms from her, which is actually kind of cool. Just in case like you're having trouble. But 20 coins is kind of steep. It's like for a game like this, you're gonna need all the coins that you can get. It's sort of like Origami King. So you're gonna be buying like a lot of items. So items are gonna be like one of the most important things. Mushrooms, I guess, in particular, but gotta utilize every single thing. Tried to hammer that tree before I actually got the hammer. Alright, well, let's search for it. This game looks so good. It's like this is probably one of my favorite games visually, aside from like Yoshi's Island, but this reminds me of Yoshi's Island, and I guess that's why I like it so much. I don't know, I guess like I kind of want like a remake of this game, but I'd like it to retain the original style that it's sort of going for here, where it sort of looks more like a coloring book more than like papercraft stuff. The papercraft stuff is always cool whenever they do it, but I do like the coloring book aesthetic a lot more, for sure. Or like they could just do both, honestly. Like the papercraft stuff could mix in really well with a coloring book style. Who's to say they should do one or the other, you know? But it is heavily inspired by stuff like Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World, and with those being like two of my favorite games, that's a plus for me. Oh no. Here he is. I like the headcanon that this is just Bowser Jr. Like right after he hatches. Oh yeah, that's gonna be prevalent, huh? Oh, that's very disappointing. Because I'm gonna be in a lot of battles. Oh well. I'll try not to keep that on screen as much, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get something else. Wow, he died in like 2 seconds. That's extremely disappointing. Because I'm gonna have to see that for like the next 2 or 3 hours. I didn't know it would react that way though. Everything seemed fine before. Ooh, mushroom. It happens during like I won't say cutscenes, but like whenever it tries to go into like menus, it just dies. There's also like tearing on the walls that you're not supposed to be able to see, that I didn't see in the Mario Party one. It's weird. I guess the Mario Party one is like super well crafted, but it kind of has to be. Or maybe this is just a product of like the way these look on emulators, because it's like I remember thinking this game was like notoriously bad on these sorts of things, so I never played it before on emulators, but I guess this is why. I just need a different one, like a more updated one. I mean, it would be really nice if I could just like, I mean, really I probably could just get one midstream, but I kind of don't want to do that midstream. I think that'd be super weird. I could probably do it like fast enough to where it wouldn't particularly matter. I'll probably just like do a checkpoint or something. The problem with that is that I have to like do alternate settings just to get the hack to work in the first place. So that makes it weird. But I'm seeing like some differences, like from what you guys are seeing and what I'm seeing. It's like sometimes it goes completely black in battles, which kind of, eh. I just want to say, like, we'll deal with it for now. Also, the aspect ratio on this is like super tiny. It's like just a really small box in the middle of the screen. Maybe I could should have built a layout for this as well. That probably would have worked well. Oh well, I can't be perfect on everything. I think my favorite part of this though is that you get to start out with the 2 jumps automatically instead of waiting until like, you know, an hour into the game. It's like, it just makes all of these beginning battles go by a lot easier. Honestly, the entire first part of this game, because of that, almost feels like padding. I mean, I know it's the tutorial, but it goes a lot slower than, you know, it should be. Because I feel like I got through that within the fraction of the time. And don't you miss when Goombas had hats? Hats and bows? I forgot what you get for giving this to her. Aside from a little piece. Oh, star piece. Okay. That's great. You get a star piece and some sugar. And yes, I will gladly take you best party member in the game. Especially for the beginning parts. You're gonna be vital for for runs in this game, or Master Quest in particular. Thought he was good before. Actually, I'm not really sure how much he'll stack up compared to the other ones. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, the game just decided it. Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, it just decided it doesn't want to work anymore. I was gonna be really afraid. I was like, well, I guess I have to do this sooner than I thought. Alright, Goombario has joined the party. I never want anything scary like that to happen again. It's like my heart started racing whenever, like, the everything froze. It's like, come on, man, I don't want to have to do this midstream. We're just gonna have to deal with it. It's just menus in general. Or like, I press start and it just destroys everything. I mean, at least I can save just in case anything does happen. But man. I'm gonna try to fight as many enemies as I can, just to get experience, because experience will be important. But this game is also a lot stingier with experience, so I'm not gonna be getting it from, like, I don't know, let's say if I come back to this area right after we leave, these guys aren't really gonna be giving me anything. So it's gonna be a time later on where you're just basically avoiding some enemies because you're not gonna be getting any experience from them. It's gonna be like, you know, your first pass through you'll be getting stuff, but then later on you're not gonna be getting anything. Okay, those guys are gonna become a problem later. I guess it is good to have, like, a fair knowledge of this game, because then if you do have at least, I don't know, like, I wouldn't be playing a hard mode if I didn't know the game well enough to even play it in the first place, but I don't know how many times I've even beaten this game in the first place. I feel like I know just enough to where I could probably beat this whole game, and hopefully not have it end up like Super Mario RPG, where, like, I know what I feel like next to nothing about that game and beat it once, but that particular hard mode version of that game, it kind of made me upset. just with how long everything like was taking, it didn't really seem like you were able to balance that game out very well to where you could like put it in a hard mode space. Because that game on its own is still super easy. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, I feel like they overdid it just a little bit with the values of like how much health enemies have and how much damage they do. I feel like that could have been toned down just a little bit. Like, make it just hard enough. That's why I appreciate stuff like this, because it's like, I guess with normal Master Quests, it's like you have to have like a fair strategy with like everything that you do, because those guys are thinking of like some next level stuff. And then you get stuff like this where, you know, even babbies like me can beat Master Quest Jr. Maybe. It's probably still like super difficult, but try not to jump on Goombas though. Like that, me doing that did more damage than like him attacking me. That's worse. I don't like that. I can probably just use one of these mushrooms though. I probably won't necessarily need it. I probably won't even need to use one at all. Well, no, there's 3 Goombas. As long as I dodge, then I'll be fine. We're always gonna be fine. At least for the first chapter. First chapter of Paper Mario is super long. I guess this is still considered the prologue, huh? Oh no, he always does 1. Get a lot of star points too. I think we can make it to that. It's the heart block. Yeah, there we go. Hey, hold it right there. We're the Goomba brothers. Alright, let's skip over all your texts. I love how well animated these guys are, though. Their animations have always been, like, super cool to me. And yeah, still just as easy as ever. Power jump is broke. I still like how it sort of eases you in. It's like, I guess if you're playing this for the first time with like absolutely no knowledge of what you're doing, it still sort of feels similar to the original, only you have a, you know, a double jump. It basically at this point feels more like a quality of life thing more than anything. But I'm also just gonna appreciate being able to have a good enough, not a good enough choice. Usually I would just pour everything in the BP, but now I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna be pressed to do more. So I'm gonna, I don't know how even I want things to be, completely honest. I'll probably put less into FP, but BP and HP will probably be 2 of the most important things that you have during a playthrough like this. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh man, I'm getting really tired of this blinking screen. I wish I could just like get rid of that right now. Or if like my other alternate dimension N64 worked, I could just use that, but it didn't work. That's the whole reason I had to download another one in the first place. So I tried playing this before, and it would not pop up on stream. Hey, we're already here, though. Yeah, I kind of wish you got to explore this fort instead of like whatever they're doing inside of here. This is basically just like a hollowed out building. Like, it'd be way cooler if like this was like, I don't know, an actual Goomba kingdom. That was like his castle. There's just an old rundown fort with Goomboss in it. We're gonna do the tried and true strategy with the Goom Nut. Not that that's really gonna do very much. Just want to get one of you guys out of the way quickly. I think the blue one actually has less health. Oh. Oh, please don't do this now. Okay. I don't need to die. Oh wait, I have a fire flower. I should use that. That'll make this a lot easier. Well, he's dead anyway. I don't know if I actually need to use the fire flower now. I'll use it anyway, just because we'll be using plenty of these, don't worry. And yeah, he's gone. That'll make this hell of a lot easier. I think he's pretty much already dead as well. That's always been a weird move to try to dodge for me. I should have used power jump. Well, he's probably dead anyway. Yeah, there we go. 30 though, that's crazy. I wonder if that's how much you usually get. Yeah, I want to get as many of those as I possibly can. I guess that's also another benefit of knowing this game particularly well. I don't know where all the star pieces are, but I'll try to get as many as I can, just to get some of the good badges. But I think when I seen this for the first time, this was like really impressive to me. Like seeing all the stuff fall like this. You had never seen anything like this in a video game before. This is running like it, I don't know, 12 frames per second right now. Okay. There are just certain zones in this game that are, I don't know, they shouldn't be running as crustily as they are. I'm probably just gonna have like a download in the background to try to fix this, and then try to find like a decent enough, I don't want to say stopping point, but just like a point where I can break off and fix these screen issues. The problem is that I don't know exactly how or like when it'll work. It's really something that I really need to just try to fix off screen where I have more time. Off stream. I think I said screen. Because I have to mess with like some specific settings. So. Hi-ya! Look at him go. You know, I don't really think I like these guys that much until, like, I watched Super Mario Bros. Z. Their ability turned them dark, pitch black and covered in soot. Yeah, Super Mario Bros. Z, I feel like, for that time anyway, really popularized those guys. Made them kind of cool. I mean, I was super young, so I was just like seeing animations like that, seeing the Koopa Bros fight Mario, and like, I don't know, what would be real time. It was a nice treat. I liked it. Looking back on it now, animations like that are like real silly. Like having Mario and Sonic fight like Dragon Ball style. Yeah, this is gonna... the crust. It's like hurting my eyes. Wait, what does hold fast even do? Oh wait, yeah, I'll need something like that. That's actually a good one to have. I'm surprised I didn't have that before. Or have that on before. Sort of like a, for right now, a poor man's close call. I think I'll go to a shop later just until I can figure out exactly what I need. But man, yeah, I need to fix this. This is like really discouraging right now. I'm trying not to like comment on it too often, but I definitely need a different one like right now. Mainly just because like now it's making the frame rate suffer. Okay, let's look at these lads. You know, there are no, like, black toads. I mean, there's not white toads for, like, very obvious reasons, but there's just, like, you think they would have made, like, a black toad at some point. Like, they pretty much have all the other colors down, so why not, like, a black one? I don't know, I feel like that'd be cool. I do like how most Mario, like, I wouldn't say enemies, but characters are all, like, they can be color-coded in such a way, or it's just like, you know, you have different colored Koopas, different colored Toads, Yoshis, Piantas. There's like so many different variations of like character colors. Pretty much everything in Sunshine is like that. Like all the Nokis, Piantas, different races in that game all have like different ways that they can look. I've always liked that. Okay, I don't know about these changes to the names though. They're called like Dons now. I think that's super weird. Yeah, can't really get anything good right now. I always figured you could find a star piece in their house, but I don't think you can. Keep that chest in mind for later though. That'll be important. Star Hill is probably like, I mean, you only go here maybe a couple times. Oh lord. I was gonna talk about how pretty this area is, and it's like, it's struggling. Not only that, but for some reason here, this is like running at like a perfect 60 because everything is flickering like this. This is very strange, and I don't like it. Like, why here specifically too? Oh my good lord. You know, I wouldn't have thought that like Paper Mario would be as graphic intensive as it is for like, I don't know. I feel like they're only just now getting it to work properly. Because at first I was under the impression that it would be exactly like this if I ever streamed this game. And I was pretty much right. I just need to, I guess, find a better, better alternate dimension in 64. Or stop tilting my cartridge. Well, I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Let's go, baby. Okay, good. Stop hurting the viewers' eyes and mine, please. I don't know, maybe a good streamer would have stopped and actually just gotten something else by now. Maybe that's like just something that I could do for like a BRB and then try to fix it. It's just no guarantee. If I could get the Mario Party one to work, I could like jerry-rig it and like I guess stream directly from my computer screen instead of doing it from Streamlabs. That'd probably work out like a little bit better. Yeah, we're gonna help Mario and give him the Spain! I like that. That's a really good change. Like, being able, like, you know, you get your double jump early on. So now he just gives you your movement options, like, first thing. Like, somebody was paying attention. Except me. Look at this. This is... I hate it. Oh man, on stream it's not even showing anything. It's just blank. There's, like, hardcore flickering right there. I should have looked at it when it was, like, doing a Shooting Star Summon. It probably looked even worse. Wait, do I have full health? Oh. I actually should have checked the alternate way. Because pausing doesn't do anything either, but yeah. I just wanted to be prepared for this fight. Oh, it's Mario. We're gonna give you the sh movement. Spain! What? It can't be, you're following me. I guess the text changed to make this Kamek. And it was like, Cammy took his job. And I kind of like that as just like an alternate universe sort of thing. It's just like, yeah, it's his time to go. He wasn't good enough at his job. Ah, I forgot it. That's mean. It subvert all expectations. Yes, it literally just functions the exact same way. It just comes from behind. That's really fast and really hard to dodge. Should be near dead by now, though. Okay. See, yeah, that's the big difference, like I said, between like the Mario RPG one and then this. Where it's like, I was getting destroyed for sure, but it's not like he had that much more health than he had before. It still feels manageable. Like, and it feels fun. And like, all the fun stuff hasn't even really started happening yet, so I don't know, I still appreciate it for like, you know, it taking different turns and making the battle system feel real good. Like, that's the first time you really are just like, okay, something's different, like, in terms of the way the enemies function. And they get really creative with it, at least from what I've seen already. But when you get to, like, Chapter 2 and 3, I really wonder, like, what they're actually going to try and do. At least for some of the enemies. It would be also really neat if they had, like, some new enemies. Because I'd love to see, like, a full Paper Mario hack. Like, I mean, this is a full hack, but I mean just making everything super different. It's like something I have yet to see. They've done it a couple times with, like, Mario 64. Oh, please. I just want the flickering to stop. Is it gonna happen inside of his house, too? Oh, of course. I wish I knew what it was exactly that caused that. Like, if there's just an option that I could flick off within the menu. Or the graphic settings. Okay. It's like absolutely murdered the frame rate, too. Jeez. Okay, now I need to bring him out with us. It's been a while since I played this game, but I can at least remember that we have to go around and talk to him for him to actually go out there. I think I was stuck on that, like, when I had replayed this game. I got it on Virtual Console, and that was when I actually beat it. And I think I remember being stuck for a long time because I didn't know you had to go to the other side of the counter instead of talking to him from across it. Yeah, let's just get you frauds out of the way, please. Da, da, da. Maybe I should have read what he said. It looked like he said something different than he usually does, but it doesn't really matter. Good lord, what's going on with your screen? I'd like to know the same thing. Trust me, I've been pointing it out the whole entire stream. Like that. It's like, I wish I knew it was wrong. It's just something that I'm really just gonna have to fix next time. I mean, that's pretty much gonna be like the entire stream is me complaining about it. Instead of actually doing something. And I can't do anything with Goombario. This actually kind of sucks. I couldn't see the option that I had. Okay, that actually comes in clutch. Please work. I actually probably need to go back into Toad Town just to get some items. Because I'm pretty much like super naked here, I can't really do anything. So I had like full health when I came here, and now I'm just just dead essentially. But we got like plenty of coins and everything. There's been like a lot of good drops, so we're more than welcome to like go to the shop and buy like some real good stuff they have in here. Mostly just fire flowers, just for the multi-hit purposes. Why does it even happen here? I'm like, it's a massive layering issue. No, I'll pass on honey syrup. I'll probably just get another fire flower. I'll probably wait until I get a badge to upgrade FP, like a FP plus. Not worry about leveling it up too much. So honestly, it just kind of feels like leveling up FP right now would be a waste. Watch, that Koopa's gonna be back. I know he is. There he is. I don't think I can do anything behind there yet, but I know there's a secret. Wait, Big Goomba? He's big! Oh, he's literally called Big Goomba. I like the reusage of the sprites too. It's like, yeah, this isn't gonna be the only time you're fighting like a Goomba brother type enemy. Okay. I think at least by the end of the stream, especially since I've been skipping over a lot of the text, I'll probably make it to the Goomba Bros, or not Goomba Bros. I've already beaten them. I guess the Goomba Bros technically did have a fortress as well, but no, the Koopa Bros fortress. And then, it should be good. The first chapter isn't really super long in the first place. Or really, I could just make it like a shorter stream. I would hate to do that, but I also don't want to have like 2 whole hours of just like ass. And just like fix things up a little bit. Really, he doesn't really do that much more damage than a regular Goomba does. I'm just like really enjoying all this extra experience while I can. Look at that, 12. Like, I feel like there's just gonna be points where I'm not gonna be able to see anything like that for a while. I need to go into my... Really, use just Speedy Spin. I got it and never equipped it. Lord. And Dizzy Attack. Probably... Yeah, I'll save. Why not? I don't really see how much use that would have for right now. Oh man, we're zooming now. It's so early too. I like this though, like this enemy formation. I don't have any FP. I need FP in order to beat this. No, I don't. But just like how I can't hit the big Goomba because the flying para spiked Goomba is over him. I do like that it just like is an all new layer to the battle system, generally speaking. So it's like pretty much all you have to do is use hammer throw, but you have to have the resources to use hammer throw. So you gotta make sure you're like strapped at all times, essentially, to be able to get these baddies out of the way. It makes you wonder why they didn't do stuff like that with like the original Paper Mario from the beginning. I mean, it's also like Babby's first RPG, but I don't know. It'd be nice if these games did have hard modes, just for like more experienced players. It's like you can just go into it and not have to worry too much about the game being too easy. Because I know after a while, at least with this game in particular, it doesn't get boring, but you know, you just end up blazing through it like in no time flat. Like a lot of the bosses don't really get hard until like chapter 7, whichever Huff and Puff is. So Huff and Puff was like what I felt like was the first like really hard boss in the game. It's a good thing about brilliant mushrooms. Oh. See, that wouldn't have been so bad if I would have just like... if I would have at least jumped on him. It's probably just better to use a fire flower, honestly. So he's only going to be able to do 1 damage to me if I block. It's like another thing too. It's like if you miss your guards, you're like pretty susceptible to being able to die like super early. I don't feel like I'm in any like real peril right now to like level up my health or FP or anything. So I'm gonna skip over that for now. It's like no real big need for me to do it. Maybe I should. I keep forgetting I don't have to keep pressing start. I'm so used to TTYD where they like force you to play or press start in order to go into your alternate menus. But here I can just like press the C buttons and then it works. It's honestly something that's really strange about TTYD. There's like a C stick. I could have used it there. Having so much trouble just like seeing things. Half the time it's like I don't even know what my menu options are. I'm just trying to go through the selection as fast as I can just to make the screen flickering only last for like a second, so like nobody else has to see it. Just like if it's bothering me, I know it's bothering other people. Yeah. Steel drums, the Mario special. Spain! I don't think anything's in any of these. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I thought that would have been something good, or something cool. Alright, fuzzies. The worst enemies in the entire game. Honestly, I figured these guys would be more annoying, but from what I fought, maybe it'll be worse in Chapter 4? Or, no. Chapter 5 is Shy Guy's Toy Box. For some reason, I keep thinking Chapter 5 is Lava Lava Island. Probably because Key Hall Key is Chapter 5 in TTYD. It's almost like they're kind of interchangeable. You go to a lot of like similar locations in TTYD. No, his shell has some crust on it before it switched over. I'm guessing that's like chapter 6 in this game then. Lava Lava Island. This guy becomes like super easy to catch, or like a little bit easier because you have Speedy Spin at least. Okay, I lied, he's not really that much easier. I don't even really think you have to get him. I think you can just like, I don't know, talk to Coops. Coops. See, this is... I guess I played TTYD a lot sooner than I thought. Cooper. I call them Coopers all the time anyway. That mistake is so weird that I did that. Yeah, okay, I don't even have to get that, what's the name? Or maybe I do. Maybe they, like, give you, if you get all of the ones in the village, they give you something for it. I'm just gonna believe that that's the case without actually knowing. I could just be completely wasting my time, but it'd be, like, really cool if they give you a star piece for it or whatever. I have no idea, though. Oh, I can do it out of a spin. Okay, that makes things a little bit easier. Or am I just literally not able to do anything? Seems like he's always like just out of reach to where I can't hit him. See, that time I swear I was like right on top of him, but really I don't feel like I should bother with it. It's okay. If I do get something cool from it, it's oh well. But... oh man, I hope the graphic settings don't mess up like midway through me doing this puzzle here. That'd be an absolute tragedy. Like, screen starts flickering midway through this. Oh no, I'm really hoping that it doesn't. Okay, it looks like we're good. You know, I always thought of like the little line as a web, but now that I'm thinking about it, since fuzzies are always going along something, that could just be like, I don't know, they produce the things that they run across. Oh shit, what? I've never failed this before. Yeah, he's definitely in here. What? That's what I thought the last time. What? No, let's keep him shell. Use it for ourselves. Be like New Super Mario Brothers. It'd be cool if that's where they got the idea to make it blue from. Is this game. I think Cooper is also another MVP for this game. He does like really good damage, so I'll definitely be using him and Goombario both. Okay, that's a lot easier to dodge in this game than it is in TTYD. I just think they look a lot more readable. Oh. Well, that shouldn't have happened. Well, I'm still failing at it regardless of what I just said. It almost feels like you have to hold down the guard. Sorta, kinda. It's like at the very end. So it's like the fastest menuing I have ever done in this game, just to get things like over and done with, so I don't have to look at that ass. Ass! Alright, that's pretty much the core reason why I didn't upgrade to HP yet. Mainly just because I didn't have to. Then I think we'll get an FP plus pretty soon at like the Koopa Bros Fortress. So we're pretty good for now in terms of we can just pour stuff into our BP for right now, not have to worry too much about it. Okay, there's a star piece. It's probably exactly what I was thinking of before. Okay, so I think we're good to leave this place, and then maybe I can actually just straight up beat the Koopa Bros Fortress. But I do want to do this. I want to see how many I can get on this one before I can actually lose. Because I think in Master Quest you can just keep on keeping on until you basically like lose. So you can just get as many star pieces as you really want to, like in a straight go around, really. And I definitely want to get a lot so I can get some good badges early on. With Luigi. Oh no. Real estate investing. Okay, I kind of completely guessed on that one, but... yeah, I'll keep going. Until I just inevitably, like, blank out on one. How many bushes? Okay, this is probably one I'm gonna get wrong. I want to say there's 5. No. Yep, there's probably 7. Oh well. He appears pretty frequently too, so I think that we'll probably see him again pretty soon here. Like, even if I come straight back in here, he'll probably just be there waiting. But PAL blocks are probably going to be super duper useful. Not you. Fire flowers. Maybe not so much dizzy dials. Then another fire flower. This probably be pretty good. Actually, how much health do I have? Yeah, I'll need the rest. Actually, no, I'll do it because I don't have any FP. I was gonna say I could just use that that little hill outside, and that'd be a lot faster, but no, that's not gonna give me my FP back. My 5 FP, my precious 5 FP that I need. Oh man, that stuff counts. It all comes down to it in the end. It's not like I'm using FP for anything specifically right now except for hammer throw, but that's like extremely situational. Oh man, it feels like since I missed that I'm already gonna have to use a fire flower. Really, the spiked Goomba is like the only real issue there. So these guys really don't put up too much of a fight. It's the fact that like the spiked Goombas can pierce defense that I'm more worried about him for. Alright. That was probably a complete waste of a fire flower too, but it's like, I get this. You don't really get too much inventory space in this game anyway. I wonder if it's expandable like it is in TTYD, because I know there is a pit of 100 trials in this game. So maybe you get it there, or get more pocket space. That'd be a nice addition. flying. I'm really bad at that action command. I shouldn't be bad at them for long because I'm gonna have to start doing them perfectly if I want to just survive anything, so... need to start paying, like, extra close attention to what I'm doing. Eight star points, though, that's great. I think flying enemies are like... These guys pose too much of an issue. It seems like almost always they're going to be able to do like enough damage to you. Or at least like at this point in the game, the Paragoopas and Paracoopas are always just going to do like... They don't really pierce defense, but I just think they do more damage than something like this guy. Alright. Stop being bad at time. So he did 2 damage despite the fact that, like, I blocked it. I think he probably would have done, like, 3 or 4 if, like, I didn't. So that's even worse. I also find it weird how Power Shell doesn't do that much damage compared to you just, you know, hitting everybody normally. I want to hit that fuzzy. I hate how certain enemies can't be attacked when they're behind others. Or like you can't use your hammer on something that's like not directly in the front. I always found that kind of weird. Frame rate, please. I looked at the stream and it's like, basically it's a black screen until I actually figure out what I'm trying to do. That sucks so bad. I feel like the fuzzies are kind of cool in the sense that you can almost sort of like, let's say if I was looking at chat, I could probably still do the fuzzy action command without actually seeing it, because you can just do it by the sound cue. I do really like that about this game. It's like the sound cues are pretty much almost everything. Well, not everything, but, you know, it shows why sound is an important thing. Should probably use a mushroom. Or no, just past you as a heart block. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. Now I'll go back and we'll fight you. Need all the experience I can get. Oh, I thought that just straight up killed him. I was gonna be really happy. I was like, man, power jump doing that work. I also just realized I had 15. Like, I know I just put the badge on, but I must have been getting hit a lot for what that happened the last time. Or for me to be like as low of health as I was. But I think what I pretty much decided that I'm gonna do now is I am going to probably just end the stream early. Like, so before the Cooper Bros Fortress. Mainly because it almost feels like I have to. And I'm just gonna figure out how to get these graphical settings to work properly. So that way I'm not like suffering through this like the whole entire time that I'm playing. And that's just, probably just a better idea. Rather than just like sitting through this and complaining about it the whole time. So basically that means the stream ends here. And then I can just do like the rest of it like some other time. Because I'll probably do Castlevania next stream and just alternate. But I mean, it was a chill short stream in the first place. But yeah, I'm just going to do that. Because I can't really bear this any longer. If anything, it's like I would more than happily just replay the whole entire first part of the game and just pretend the stream never happened. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to fix it, and we're going to move on from here. And just, you know, we're going to pretend that things never happened. So yeah, for those of you that are here, hope you have a good rest of your night, and see you next time.